You think you're ready for what's coming? Because when you cross that line, you won't be coming back the same.
Then let them remember who I was when I crossed it.
System failed, I broke the mold. Orders gone, I'm in control. Stories untold. War drums pounding in my chest. Bound to break, won't settle for less. Broken chains lie at my feet. Every fall, every loss, solid concrete, rising higher like fire in the sky. Can't stop me, world, I'm ready to die. Unshakable, unbroken, brutal, unshakable, unbroken, brutal, rusted steel holds no fear for me. Built for war, not humility. Fist clenched tight, eyes like flame. Born to fight, carving my name. Your rules mean nothing in my ear. Your judgment drowned by the roar I hear. I'm the storm you thought was tame. Now feel the wrath, scream my name. Unshakable, unbroken, brutal, unshakable, unbroken, I don't break, I detonate. Every line you draw, I'll violate. Tried to cage me, now you run. Too late to beg, I'm not done. Unshakable, unbroken, brutal, unshakable, unbroken, when central power rules.
Alrighty, apparently you guys like the new intro. I like the new intro myself. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that giant American boner fest of Americanness. We're gonna be cracking the lid on a tiny Red Bull because the big ones will make me go crazy. Oh yeah. Guys, you need to start putting stuff in the comments. It brings people in here. If you have not hit that thumb, if you have not hit that thumbs up button by now, you need to do it now. You need to do it now. Looking at the chat here, as usual, you got to talk to the top three guys. Cool, cool. First, alrighty then. Number two, Rose Staller, you are the turd. Ha ha ha. Today's obviously today is the afternoon is normally about politics, and as you can tell by the thumbnail, Trump's 100 days are here, and people are not happy about it. Unfortunately, they all wear blue ties. All the people with red ties are kind of cool about it, and the people that don't have a color because they're independents or supposedly basically fence sitters just don't. They just don't know what to think. And I just got the notification. That is not bad at all. That is not bad at all. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and scroll up on the chat here. I've got a new thing that I'm using right now. Who else is in here? We got West Virginia Pappy. We got SJ, awesome tune and vid. You're very welcome. And I didn't make it. Someone who's like a pro at it, I'm working with him. He made it for me. Or he didn't make it for me. He made it. I found it. I've had permission to use his stuff in the past, but it's like every time he makes something, it just keeps getting cooler and cooler. Let's see here what Cool Colt said. My second live, my first afternoon show. There you go. There you go. Okay. SJ, cool. Yes, indeed. AI help killing musicians. I disagree. Oops, I disagree, and here's why. So I wanted to, I support local musicians. Not everybody's going to be a John Bon Jovi, and in fact, that is becoming the next John Bon Jovi is like you are a raindrop falling into an ocean. You know what I'm saying? It's so rare. There's so much you have to do to become that person. So the way I support local musicians is that I go to the bar and I have a schedule, and like when they're showing up, and if they kick ass, then they get a 20. You know what I'm saying? If they're just average dudes and like have like zero skill other than strumming and humming, they get a Finsky. It's that easy. But still, I'm still there, and I'm supporting local businesses by being there and drinking their alcoholic beverages and eating their snacks that make you fat. You know what I'm saying? And saying hi to people like Mr. Mustache and these other people that I meet. Anyway, the point is, I think that AI is going to make them better. Okay. And it's going to make them better because it's going to be like, hey, I want to sound like that. And it gives us something to strive to, like any other musicians. So it is what it is. Uh, let's see here. In New Hampshire, yep, who's in top chat? Thank you very much. Adjusting the chat as we speak. Thank you very much. Oops. Your friendly neighborhood hall monitor, who I truly love. You are not all by. There we go. All right, where are we at here? My first. I'm scrolling through the chat. Scrolling through. In New Hampshire, we call ourselves fire starters. Gnostic. Good to go. Good to go. I hear you got some governance there that's acting like retards. I don't understand. I don't understand why the. Well, no, no. I don't understand why the governance is letting the what is it the nutbag from I think Minnesota maybe in there speaking in your state. I don't understand what's happening there. He's standing in front of the New Hampshire seal, and running his suck. Let's see here. Ian, we got hi. Your president is mentioned more in Canada news than our prime minister. Well, hopefully we can change that. Hopefully you get this new prime minister start doing some good things, because if he's another Trudeau, which unfortunately probably is, you guys are in for one hell of a mess. Please don't Bon Jovi me. Gnostic says our House of Representatives is controlled by fire starters or staters. We preserve the life, the live free or die way. I love it, man. I love it. The southern part of the state is communist controlled territory, sadly. Well, you need to fix that, because from what I was talking to somebody the other day who's contemplating moving there, and it's like no taxes here, freedom there, guns there, and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So it is. It's hopefully you guys can get that shit fixed. Let's see here. Love those. Just getting it. What's up, Bradley? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. So, I was kind of hoping that I've got. There's people that have not checked in, so you need to check in. Um, Participation is a requirement of this live stream. And so I was kind of I'm waiting for the trolls to show up whenever I put that thumbnail out there. It's always a welcomed thingamabobby for them that kind of just wrecks their day. So one of the things that's happened already this morning was let me see, let me change this screen real quick here. I'm going to go to the watch screen. There we go. All right. So one of the things that actually happened today, this morning, like a minute ago, kind of like thing, is we were talking this morning about fifth generation warfare, and how they like to play with the narratives. He said, she said, talking heads, crap like that, right? So there was somebody ran their suck. It was like a leaked thing from Amazon, right? Like they were, oh, we should put like the cost of this tariff on your price tag and explain why your prices are going up. Like we don't understand it. Like we don't know this. You know what I'm saying? Amazon is a household word. We understand all of this crap. But it got out there. It got done talked about during the press briefing. Um, and it's they basically shot him down like this is ridiculous. You are like working with China, and they actually had the receipts. So yeah, let's see what El Presidente has to say as of 1 minute ago, which was actually 2:42. So I don't know, 12 minutes ago. 12 minutes ago. Let's just rewind that.
Hello, everybody. We're going to a great state that we won very big, Michigan, and we're going to have an Air Force base that's not going to be closing. We're going to keep it open for the people of Michigan and for our country. And I look forward to that. Some of you are going and some of you aren't. Hello, everybody. We're going to
They changed it. They changed it on me. Son of a biscuit. Let me go find the right one I'm looking for. There we go. There we go. This is the one I want. Right here. There we go.
Jeff Bezos was very nice. He was terrific. He solved the problem very quickly. And he did the right thing. And he's a good guy. Jeff Bezos was very
Backpedal. Bezos backpedaling. Who the hell released this statement? Who said this? How do we have somebody telling us that they're going to so they've got somebody on their board. They've got somebody that knows what's going on inside of Amazon who is not left leaning. Interesting stuff. Gnostic says, we have the most freedom in the country. Free staters. Sorry, it's a made up word. I like it. I like it. Free staters. I like it. Gnostic is talking to Alrighty. 2022 is not just a slogan on our license plate, it's our state motto and the way of life we take seriously. I absolutely love that happens. You guys need to, whatever's happening down south in your little state there or your state. I was going to say your little neck of the woods. You guys got to fix it. You got to let these people know that they don't bring their politics into your state. Oops says the Clintons were very nice people. Yeah, you hear about that? There somebody recently got Hillaried, who was supposed to be like a witness in something, and it just like all of the mainstream media just dusted it underneath the carpet. There's so much stuff happening in the last 24 hours. The last 24 hours that it will just blow your mind. Also, I owe you guys a poll question. Let's go ahead and change screens. I owe you guys a poll question. Where is my? There we go. Oh yeah. Control copy. There we go. Let's. So many screens. So many things. So many things. I'm going to start this poll. Create a poll, and then we're going to put that's the question. There we go. And then we're going to throw the answers in there. Apologizing for not having it already, but if you guys have been here long enough, you know that when I put the poll in, it blocks out who is first, second, and third to be here. And so I don't like to put the poll question in until I've got their names registered in the mighty system. Why is this thing doing this? I got to move this. This is acting really weird. Why did it do that? Let's add another one. All right, and that one. Control copy, and we're going to go control paste. And something's wrong. Something is wrong. Oh, I got too much. I'm going to go with the damn thing didn't work right. Slash. Still too much. No, I'm good. Come here, you. All right, there we go. Start poll. Oh, sorry about that. It started doing some kind of weird stuff. And let's get rid of that. There we go. There we go. Let's see. She Epstein herself. Chicken McNug, good to see you. The Epstein witness? Yes, it was the Epstein witness. That's right. That's right. The Clintons okay. Wink twice if you're Blink twice if you're safe. Let's see here. Gnostic said the southern border is a booting. Is it booting, Massachusetts, which makes it almost impossible because people in New Hampshire for those sales or income tax. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Okay, Brad, don't want to get Waco'd. The one thing that Prince Andrew diddled. Did your sound just drop? I can hear you better through my phone over Bluetooth in truck. Kind of weird. No, my guys, let me know in the chat. I don't believe anything has happened to my sound. Um, I think I believe I'm okay. I haven't. I'm looking at my sound meter. It is good to go. It's good to go. It's good to go. Can I just hide that poll? I cannot hide that poll from there. All right. So let's go ahead and go back to, you know what? Let's see. You know what? Watch screen. I've got stuff queued up, but it's kind of like I'm just waiting for the lefties to come flying in here and start acting stupid. So we're gonna, dude, I liked your reply. Yeah, there was a situation. Matter of fact, let's see here. Let's see if I can show you this. This was my reply. Well, you know what? Let's just do this and let's unmute it, and we're gonna go over here, and I've got to crank this sound. Sounds cranked all the way up. Hopefully, it's good enough.
Can you open the door?
No, I can't. Can you show me the order?
Yes. If you would check your email, those orders have been sent to you.
Which email? Which email?
The one that is with the school.
Which email? Hello, you sent the removal orders 3 minutes ago. I just forwarded them to my lawyer. There hasn't been a hearing, so you can't take my children right now. I will not open the door to you. We're going to follow this up with suit against you and family services. This is an illegal tactic and a deep violation of my civil rights. I already have the video evidence that I needed, and I was already seeking civil rights litigation. This is just going to be another one on top of it. There has not been a hearing. There is no removal order. This is something that you have submitted to the court, and you just sent it to me 3 minutes ago. I have the timestamp on when you sent it to me, and you sent it to my work email, not the email I have on file
Keep watching.
the school, which is my Gmail. You're a liar. It's obvious.
Watch the background.
It's obvious from your demeanor that you are ill-intended. Also, you're shifty. You're shady. You're self-soothing with your hand, and I don't trust you. I will not open the door. You're free to break down the door and break and enter my property, and what happens after that will just be what happens after that. Feel free to do so. You're not answering my lawyer. You said you were going to stop by yesterday. You're a liar. You said that you would submit a Freedom of Information Act request telling me what's going on right now. Instead, you show up with these false orders. And there's going to be a deeper investigation going on. Believe me, your problem is that I have the money to fight this. Your problem is that I have the civil rights attorneys to bring you to justice. You're corrupt. Get off my property. You're trespassing on my property. Get off my property right now. Get off my property right now.
Yeah, you see everybody disappearing in the background. So I actually replied to this person. I don't know if they ever replied back to me. I said no warrant, no access, no entry. These people have zero authority themselves. They bring the police for their safety and as a show of force, nothing more. And then I quoted said, "Did you see how fast the police and her partner, there was a man standing behind her that you couldn't see, in the background, left the property once they trespassed her. The cops had to leave quickly so they couldn't be used as a witness." Yeah, that's the world that we live in right now, guys. That's the world that we're living in right now. That's our left-leaning friends thinking that they can do whatever the hell they want to do, you know. I have I've got 6 kids and 15 grandchildren. I have had DHS, what is it? DCS, Department of Children's Services, called on me before. That tends to happen in places where that there are very right-leaning individuals live, and left-leaning people just they kind of say and do whatever they want to do. Now, the bottom line it was that I did let them into my house. They did look around, and then we got onto this program. I found out later they had no authority whatsoever. So when I called them and said, "Don't come back to my house," they came back with the cops. I told them, "Where's your warrant?" They didn't have one. I said, "Go away. You're trespassed." And mysteriously, yeah. Then they showed up with the cops again the next day, thinking that they were going to catch everybody off guard. They didn't, but they thought that that's what was going to happen. And I told them, "Leave my property. You have no authority here." And they did because they have to. If they don't come with a warrant from a judge, then they have zero authority. Zero authority. So I will be conscious of the laws of your state is what I'll tell you. And it's actually pretty evil the way they do this. These these people with lack of authority, and they believe that they can just do whatever they want to do. Let's see here. A cop off camera is gloving up, looking for action. Yeah, well, I mean, they were both sheriffs, and they didn't know what was going to happen. I can't fault them for doing their job. They went there at the request of Child Services. That's the only reason they were there. Chicken Nugget says, "I hate being told no." Gnostic says, "Good for the cops not escalating the situation and respecting that person's rights and property." Yeah, exactly. They probably didn't want to be there once the guy started talking. It's all about opening your door. Once you open your door, so many things can happen. So many things can happen. Literally, he could have literally just sat in his house and not made a sound, and that would have been the end of it. That would have been the absolute end of it, because they don't spend a lot of money, they don't spend a lot of time trying to force issues that they have zero control over. And whenever they go in front of a judge, they've got to have some kind of evidence to get the judge to say, "Hey, we need to do something about this," to agree, some kind of concurrence. And when you don't open your door, they can never get that, never give them the threshold. Yeah, exactly. Opening your door actually clears the way for the threshold. Even if you're standing in it, they can literally say, "Well, we smelled something, or we saw something, or we heard something." If you open the door, you're in. It's game on. It's game on. Let's see what else we got here. So if you guys aren't paying attention to the Trump in the first 100 days, the left is just going absolutely crazy. So the press conference was at 8:30 this morning. Actually, they were running little bit late shortly after that. But the bottom line was they literally just went on TV and touted all of their things that they accomplished. Never invite them in. Exactly, you have to invite them in. Good one, oops. But and so I was like, you know what? I wonder what's really happening here. It's like, so I literally just, as soon as the press conference started, obviously Fox is going to have it on. I started going through all the channels. MSNBC, no, they weren't talking about it. They actually had some senator on. He was running his suck about something. NBC, nope. ABC did not, or I'm sorry, did not either. No, I'm sorry, ABC did, but CBS did not. And with MSNBC, they actually put it on their YouTube channel, but they didn't put it on their The Morning Joe show. So they just want to ignore this stuff. In the same way that yesterday they put up all the signs. They have something called Press Row there inside the White House compound, where all of the TV studios have like their booths set up. That whenever you see somebody standing like outside the White House, they're actually just inside of a booth. And inside of Press Row, they printed out all these signs with different arrests of illegal aliens that were committing all these crimes that have been deported, right? And they lined the entire Press Row. So imagine like a little booth, but with all the cameras and lightings, and that's always stays there, right? Um, and there's no way they could not see this on all the different channels. Well, if you were paying attention to any of those channels, other than like Fox, it was like RFD. There's a couple others that actually showed them in the background. The other the other mainstream media companies uh, put they blurred out everything that was behind all of their people talking. So it's just utterly ridiculous. They're estimated that 95% of the news media um, or mainstream media um, videos, articles, content um, is was all negative for the last 100 days. Was all negative, and to the point that they're actually starting to try and show polls that they're. It's like, let's go do a poll. Let's just walk downtown New York City, where all the liberals live and think everything's cool because Quiznos and Starbucks are within earshot. Um, that basically it's a left leaning place, obviously. But let's go down there and do a poll. And so all the polls that they do are leaning to the left. And when you start to look at some of the other polls, it's just not the case. It's just not the case. I would say that we're probably 50, we're probably running about 50% approval rating right now. I just can't watch all the teleprompt readers. It's all done to a certain extent. It all depends on what's on the teleprompt is the big thing. So Rose says this has been happening for years. Cousin in Illinois had a child that was lying. Parents called to pick child to go to consult, but the state quickly removed her, so she couldn't be taken. Cool, Colt. What is this? Just a little midday boost to the pocket. Everybody, make sure that you guys hit that. I gotta. There we go. I gotta get over there. Make sure everybody hits that like button. Oh, cool, Colt. You the man. Exclamation point. Ah, you just took up like almost all of my screen. All right. Yes, excellent. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Um, let's see. But yeah, DHS or whomever, whatever your state calls it, they just believe that they can act with impunity. I mean, they give these people they give them like badges to get into the building that say something, right? And they tell them to use those as their official badges. And they literally tell them just show it to them. They'll believe whatever you say because they don't want to, they don't want to be in trouble, right? Um, it's it's literally the only thing that any one of these people brings when they come to your house, are some forms with questions and a little piece of paper called the complaint that alleges things. That's it. That's it. They don't come with any evidence. They don't come with any crazy stuff whatsoever. So we're kind of off point, but it's my fault. It's my fault. All right. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to update what we've got going on here. Um, let's see. No, we're going to go with that. Chicken McNuggets, biggest state sponsored trafficking ring around. Yeah, the thing is once these people get their hands on your kids, they immediately put them into the foster system. Very few states have any type of formal holding at the local level. Any counties do not even have like a formal holding. They have a foster care system that they drop these kids into, so they're immediately into a foster care system. I've seen kids that go into those systems and never come out, never come out. And some of it's so bad that while I will not tell you that the foster care system is 100% bad. What I'll tell you is that there's a lot of bad stuff that's going on inside of there, that people are treated badly, that they teach these kids. These kids are being taught by their environment to live like prisoners, to protect their sneakers, their clothes, any food they have, because there are some bad people, that there are some bad kids that are in that system that were taken away from their parents because the parents were blamed, and now the kids are you know what I'm saying? It's a self-perpetuating system. That it's not like all, oh, we're all foster kids. Let's be happy and joyful. Let's go play in the yard. Let's get some ball. Let's do some Xbox. No, it's like keep your room clean. Blah. I mean, there's a lot of good, but there's a lot of bad, and I think that's where I'll leave the foster care system. CPS here, Child Protective Services. Gotcha, West Virginia, Pappy. Let's see here. What do we got here? Climate change isn't real. Why aren't you all worried about climate change? We don't have TV. That is absolutely perfect. Let's see. We're talking about outsourcing jobs. This is the ridiculous. So this is ridiculousness. So Patty, where are we at here? Senator Pat Murray. I traveled all over. What is it? Is that WA? Is WA Wisconsin or Washington State? From Yakima to Vancouver to Blaine, and everywhere I went, I heard about Trump's trade war is already hurting businesses. Let's see. They're already hurting.
Candy manufacturing company. Hi, I'm here in Tacoma today. I'm in Vancouver, Washington today. I'm here in Blaine, Washington today. I am just outside of Yakima. I'm here in Seattle today at Brown and Haley at an apple orchard today, talking to some of our farmers, having a chance to talk to everybody from our manufacturers to small businesses to people at the port that are being impacted by these tariffs. This is a candy manufacturing company that has been here for decades. They are being impacted by the tariffs. About the important relationship that we have with Canada and how it is being impacted so horrendously by the trade wars and the rhetoric from this administration. It is very clear that the uncertainty, the chaos is creating havoc for our consumers who are paying more, for our small businesses, for people who work at the port. I am calling on all of my Republican colleagues to work with us as Democrats to pass legislation to take back control of this before we lose these great businesses across our state. Hi, I'm here in...
Yeah, that's really good stuff there. You know, uncertainty, chaos, and I can't remember what the third one was. They're using these catchwords to try and make things just as bad as possible. Things are going to be so bad. Yeah, you don't even want me to go down the list, guys. I have the entire list of things that he's done, and it's like multiple web pages. It's unbelievably powerful what has been accomplished that no one even knows about. No one even knows about. All right, I need to go over to the chat. Where are we at here? Washington. Oops says the book, The Franklin Cover-Up, tells the dirt on the child trafficking, even from Penn State and Boys. I believe it, man. 65-year-old white woman will be the death of freedom. But no, really. You know, I can't fault anybody for trying to do the right thing because they believe something. But the problem is these people, okay, know exactly what they're doing. This is not about a belief system. This is about towing the party line. And the question is why? The question is why? Why are they doing this? Why are they acting like this? Is there a mental disorder? Is there a psychological malfunction? I mean, like, did somebody not wind their clock all the way when they were teenagers? How did this happen? How did we have how do we have like multi-generational issues with 32% of our country to where they're just like, no, feelings, you know, I was watching the markup on a Homeland Security bill today. It went on for hours. Matter of fact, it's been redone. It's probably still going. And it was those on the left that wanted to put amendments in this bill, which doesn't seem to have anything to do with Homeland Security, and that was all about stopping the government from spending money on deporting people. And it was just representative after representative I mean, they just pulled it. It's like something that should have taken half an hour. They have managed to stretch out all day long because this is how they do it, because this is how their playbook works. And they don't understand. They're like, well, it's just not fair, and these are children, and you're separating families, and this should not be a hard issue to deal with. You know, one of them I even listened to was like, deporting veterans who served the country. Well, listen, I'm here to tell you right now that if you are an alien and you serve your country, your status is practically guaranteed. So I don't know where you're getting these numbers from. This is like some nutbag stuff, right? Um, and even to the point where they almost like said, "Yeah, let's do it," and then people are like, "No, this is stupid." What they don't understand is that they're not going to allow. They're like, "Okay, it's going to be game on today, guys. Make sure you eat your Wheaties, drink your Red Bull, and pee in a bag. You know, get your little funnel out." because this is going to be nonstop ridiculousness all day long. So just be ready, okay? Clear your calendar because that's what's going to happen. And that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. But they're I do like the fact that I'm seeing that people that wear the red ties are actually kind of like sticking together. Like, okay, we know this is going to happen. We're just going to deal with it. And at the end of the day, we're going to be like, okay, thanks for showing up. Vote, yeah, okay, the A's have it, thanks. You know, I just they don't just they just don't understand the game that they're playing. They're still using the playbook from last year. Grumpy's here. Good to see you, bro. The response to Pat Murray and her or her ilk is shut up. Your plan has brought ruin to the people, families, and the country. G-rated version. There you go. Um, System once they have a child will try hard to hang on to them because of the money. If the child is adopted or taken off the rolls, the state organization loses money that was assigned to that child. I believe that. I believe that. Chemicals, treason. Grumpy says true believers don't get a pass when their beliefs are effed up, as the Marxists are. There you go. They argue ideology. We argue graves. There you go. Thomas Salwell. Taxation for illegal representation. Taxation for illegals representation. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's do some scrolling down here. See, we're on the same stream still. Let's see here. Robert Rich proves that we never read longstanding U.S. immigration laws. This should be interesting. Okay. Okay. It's only 48 seconds long.
Director.
Let's
That
see what this guy's got to
look
say.
at Kash Patel. I mean, of all the people who you don't want to be put in the position of FBI director. That is one of them. He boasted just yesterday about the fact that the FBI had arrested a judge. Dugan was her last name. Hannah Dugan. Mm-hmm. How can the FBI arrest a judge just because she's there trying to make sure that immigrants have access, even if they have no papers, even if they are undocumented, they have access to a courthouse. Frantic. That's what judges ideally are supposed to do. You arrest a judge. How can the FBI? How can the administration, the executive branch, arrest a judge, an Article 3 judge? Well, we're getting into very dangerous territory. Look at Kash Patel.
We are getting into dangerous territory, and they're getting ready to pass the that law that says that judges that federal district judges cannot interfere, that their rulings cannot affect or interfere with the Article 1 and Article 2 powers of the President of the United States. It's just that easy. It's just that easy. All right, let's see here. POTUS 100 days. Kelly Loeffler touts organic gains to Trump's. That is not the woman I want to talk about. Is that the woman? That is not the woman I want to talk about. If you guys didn't know this, is Kelly Loeffler, SBA Kelly 20th Administrator of the U.S. Okay, yeah, she's Small Business Administration. I want to talk about what is the name of the. Maybe I can just hit this button. It'll give me some information that I'm looking for. Oh no, we got to come back. Oh, Chucky's talking away. Chucky's going to be talking. The press secretary, day one. Oh, this should be interesting. Oh, we're watching this. Definitely watching this. Making this big screen. Come here. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Hopefully I don't get nailed for that music. We did her already. All right, hold on here. What's Chucky Schumer talking about? And then we'll go back to what I was talking about. All right, play. Come here, you. There we go.
The White House and the Republicans are touting the claim that illegal crossings are down by 95%. Godways, as they call them, are down by 99%. And only 9 plus prepared anymore under the Biden administration. We really need to prepare.
Look,
Is that not a sign
I hate when you can't hear the question.
I'd say one thing to you. I don't trust Trump's numbers.
on border security?
All of that, I can't trust. I don't trust Trump's numbers. That is hilarious. Hello, Cindy. Good to see you. What do we got? Grumpy says all people have inalienable rights. The Constitution says the government's responsibility is to the U.S. citizens, and that just scrolled up. Period. The hypocrisy of the left on due process is sickening. Yeah, they talked a lot about that today. So if you guys didn't know this, what they're basically doing is the uh, we have families that we have one or two people that came here illegally, had a kid or two here in the United States. We call them anchor babies. Nobody wants to say it. And they are they're deporting them. They're deporting them. They're no longer allowing them to stay because they have kids here that are technically U.S. citizens. So what was the big one today was there's a 4-year-old boy that has some kind of stage 4 cancer that when he gets deported back to his home country, he will die. Now we're killing people. And so while our heart goes out to these people, you know, this is right up. This is right up there with people changing their their profile picture for a blue and yellow flag. You know what I'm saying? Putting the little rings and the hearts on their little profile picture because that's how much people really care about this kind of stuff. Do I think that it's bad? Yeah, it's awful. It's absolutely awful. But we live with the decisions of our parents every single day, every day. And this should be no different. So they tried that today too. Rose, don't they know that Diet Coke will hurt your brain cells and kill you? Well, yeah, it's a Trump thing. Trump loves Diet Coke. Diet Coke and McDonald's. Let's see. Oops is saying people falling dead on each other. Those Diet cans should be shown. Gnostic says, gotta love how the lizard has to constantly lick his lips. Yeah, the guy's trash. He's dirt, man. Cindy says making Dollar General Penny and 90% of hauls part full under $20. I guess you're talking about the aluminum cans. I'm not sure. Grumpy says the South Carolina ruling on illegals was about indefinite detention, not due process. Administrative action, deportation gets them out of the system. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. What the Democrats want to do is they want to try and force the judiciary to make a ruling saying that every single person has the right to due process under the current system as an American citizen when they're not American citizens. They have due process under habeas. If they're in a detention center, if they're seen by an immigration judge and then ruled to deportation, then they're deported. That's it. They've had their habeas rights. That's it. Parents are given the choice to let their child stay or take them with them. Yeah, I don't really think that's a choice, but yes, they are. Yes, they are. Just bargain shopping, cheap stuff. I will use. What do we got? Billy John. Billy John, what's going on, bro? Are people stocking up because I heard the prices are about to increase, and I'm not sure if I should go to Costco. Well, listen, the prices are going to go up. How high they'll go, we don't know. I mean, I will raise the red flag and fire off all my Red Star clusters when a gallon of milk is $20 and eggs are 30. A dozen of eggs are $30. That's when I'll freak out. That's when I'll be like, "What's going on here?" I don't think it's ever going to get that high. I think, right now the tariffs are hurting everybody but America more than America. It's just that easy. China's like, turn the ships around, and they're turning around. And those ships are going to cost money to sit off the coast someplace or to go someplace else or to not even leave port. All of that costs them so much money. There are so many factories in China that literally, and we talked about this morning, that literally closed their doors because they're controlled by the CCP. They're not like us, where like, oh, let's see, let's weather the storm. Shareholders, we're going to take it in the ass for a little while, but in the end, everything will work out. No, the CCP just like, we don't need you anymore. Close the doors and tell your employees that we'll call you. Don't call us. We'll call you. That's how they work over there. Multiple. I mean, just a lot of factories instantly closed because that means them with those people making those products and not selling them, they're losing money. They're losing money. And China's economy is not what a lot of people on the left want you to believe it. China's economy is not what a lot of people in Europe want you to believe it is. It's just not the case. It's just not the case. Well, China's like, well, we'll just sell direct to customer. It's like, really? How's that working out for you? Timu's great, but you know what? It's all got to come when you sell direct to customer. Okay, dynamite. Let's sell direct to customer. Let's take this can of Altoids and let's sell it direct to customer from China to the United States. It's still going to get hit with a tariff. Sell it to a country that has signed agreements with the United States saying don't take anything from China. You're going to get hit there too. This is not going to end well for China at all. Now, will the tariffs last forever? No, they will not. They're being used as pressure to get China to stop doing bad things. That's what's happening. Okay. So the tariffs will come down. We will, I mean, it can't hurt. It can't hurt. We said this weeks ago. Listen, guys, if you're low on stuff, you might want to get stocked up. It's that easy. If your pantry is not as deep as you want it to be, you might want to go buy some stuff because the prices of stuff is going to go up. But all the prices of everything coming from China are going to go up. That's the thing. Will it affect some food prices? Yes, because you've got supply and logistic issues that the farmers need, that certain products need items that we need from them to make the things here in America. Okay, and so yeah, the prices of stuff are going to go up. But like I said, I'll freak out when a gallon of milk is $20 a gallon. Let's see here. Their prices dropping over here in Oklahoma. Well, Daryl, that and welcome to the stream, Daryl. That the those prices are going down right now, but be aware that they are going to go back up. Getsy, it's all Chinese. It's going to get hit with tariffs like it's cool. Let's see here. Grumpy says, if you can't tell, I've been on a deep state dive in the topic recently. Probably a little bit tism going on. You're a little, you went too deep. Never go full deep. Let's see. Prices dropping. Let's see. Rose says if the child goes home with the parents, they could come back later. They have proof of birth there. Exactly. Exactly. China caved already. We're in negotiations, right? Yeah, Daryl, you're right. We are. But the Chinese never play. The Chinese have never stuck to any single agreement that they have ever made with any country. Fact, look it up. They like to talk a good game and then they turn right around and do something else. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Um, Oops says, should have been stocking up long ago. Well, once so much started coming from China and nothing made in the U.S., people should have woke up. That's true. Pilgrim says, right on. Oops, I think most of us are ready. Yeah, yeah. Daryl says, nah, I'm with Trump. Let's see here. There's one benefit. Ian says there's one benefit. Less pork being sent to China, which means more bacon for us. Yes. It's always kind of, it's like, so why are we sending them food for them to do stuff with and then send back to us? There are no words. There are no words. The food could be the food is already sourced here. Only 13% of our food sources are imported from the rest of the world. Only 13%. Okay? Maybe if we stop putting corn in our gas tanks, we can start making some corn tortillas. You know what I'm saying? We can start making some corn meal. You know what I'm saying? There's lots of things we can do here in the United States that are absolutely mind blowing compared to sending it someplace else for them to do stuff to it and then sell it back to us. It's a little stupid. It's a little stupid. Daryl says Trump's been right all along, and the economies have been wrong. I watched them go up, and then he already dropped over here. Yeah, exactly. China will break before the U.S. in my opinion. Let's get it over with. Oh, it'll take a while. It'll take a while. But you're right. We have the leverage. You know, China's like, we're prepared to do this and that, and then they'd like to sprinkle it with war. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's the way they like to speak. We're prepared for anything, including war. You know, it's like, okay, so you're gonna want to go to war with the United States over the fact that we don't want to buy your shit anymore. Yeah, okay. All the crap you've been doing to everybody else, you think they don't see that? Yeah. What do we got here? Oops says companies ship chicken to China to be processed and then sent back here. Just exactly. I've seen the documentaries where they literally will send chickens. They'll they'll kill the chickens here. They'll freeze them. They'll send them to China. They will thaw them out. They will fill them full of water, package them up, and freeze them and send them right back to us. It's crazy. Is that happening all the time? No, no, it's not. It's not 100% thing. You know what I'm saying? But that is it's what am I doing? What's going on here? We're gonna click that. Okay. That didn't open right. Anyway, Joe says our prices went up for the first couple of months here in Oklahoma, but then they dropped dramatically. Cheapest gas is 2 cents. That's awesome. That's awesome. North Carolina, almost 2 weeks ago, the gas was 2.69. Let's see. Biden approved E8 gasoline, which can be 50% ethanol. Yeah, you know, I can see why they do it. I can see why they do it, you know. But, you know, and it does benefit some farmers. But the second you have to tell farmer to plow under his field, that was a wasted effort. He got paid, that's great, but he could be getting paid in much better ways than the government giving him money. Now, I think one of the problems is that under the current system, and correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, the government actually pays more for their crop and than anybody else will because it's not done via market value that I understand. So, um, I think we're working on the long run. It'll be better off if we keep it. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Right now, I read something yesterday. We're at over $150 billion in tariffs that we've collected since they started this thing, April 1st. Actually, technically, April 5th. I want my grandkids to have, yeah, exactly, Daryl, exactly. Oops, gas here in Tennessee is 260. 2 months ago, it was 240. I've seen some fluctuations myself. Grumpy says the CCP's inward facing look is very bellicose, stirring up locals. Outwardly, they want to come of all nicey, two-faced and lying. Any country that gets in bed with them gets screwed. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, they've never, in the history of all, in the history of history, they've never stuck to a trade agreement. It's crazy. Rose says it is like it was over 200 years ago. We grew the cotton, sent England to be woven, sent back to us as fabric. Different laws, different colonies may be allowed to raise fiber, allowed to SP. Okay. Benefits farmers and car manufacturers by running engines. Okay. By ruining engines. I got you. Spinner with the fabric taxation. Yeah, 100%. Every step of that process is taxed. Every step is taxed. All right, let's see here. We're gonna go. Let's see. Let's hit this button over here. Let's see what we got going on. This will repopulate. Joe Rogan, Elon Musk. For the oldest observation, this should be one of the biggest stories with constant inquiries, and yet the new media is uninterested. It's powerful void, another oddity. They don't voice objections when Democrats continue to spew vile, dangerous. All right, let's see what this is. Let's see what this is about. I don't know if we'll
That
watch
one's
7 minutes of
crazy.
it, but
I mean, why did that guy try to kill Trump and almost succeeded? Why did he do that?
Well, I'd like to know that.
Well, yeah, but
That one's crazy. You know the whole deal with that guy's house, professionally scrubbed, no footprint on the internet, no social media footprint.
yeah, there's 0% chance that he has no social media footprint.
He was in a BlackRock commercial.
not sure why you're saying that, but you're
Do
welcome,
you think
Daryl.
BlackRock's a bad company?
I don't think any company is a bad company.
Okay.
I think their design
There's
is
just some
to
weird
make as
coincidences.
much money as humanly possible. And I think if you're trying to make as much money as humanly possible, you're going to do some things that aren't necessarily good. The question is, if you're going to have an assassination attempt on the president, it's not like...
All right, so we're going to move past that because there are going to be some copyright issues if I keep going. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Oh, our friend Harry Sisson just learned that Trump deported a U.S. citizen child who is suffering from metastatic cancer. What I tell you about this? This is from the 26th. I love when people go metastatic cancer, and if you don't know what that is, that just means that you had cancer someplace else and now it moved to another part of your body. They always try to make it sound like it's oh my God, it's metastatic. Like it's 1,000 gremlins digging holes in your body or something, they were given no access to their medication. Not true. No access to their treating physician, and ICE knew about their condition ahead of time. Once again, Harry running his suck. And it's basically, so when the Department of Homeland Security is responding to Harry Sisson, it's serious. Let's see here. Let's click up here and see what they've got to say about it. Wrong. Harry, ICE did not deport U.S. citizen children. The mother made the determination to take her children with her back to Honduras. We take our responsibility to protect children seriously and will continue to work with federal law enforcement to ensure that children are safe and protected. The Trump administration is giving parents in this country illegally the opportunity to self-deport and take control of their departure process with the potential ability to return the legal right way and come back to live in America. CBP Home is free and for all mobile devices. Well, yeah, I guess that's hold on a second. Where are we at here? GIF. Let's use Obama. There we go. Basically, have a Coke and a smile, Harry. You know the rest. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. 100-day stories. Trump's economic policy delivered for Middle Tennessee. I love it. And then they're all kind of like lining up to back him. Oh, this guy. Oh my God. We're gonna have to watch this. You guys, this is gonna blow your mind, okay? Um, I'm gonna just copy this, guys. Tell me if you haven't seen this. This is mind blowing. Where let's see if I can find it. Videos. Come on. The left doesn't want me to see the one that they've been showing. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go right to YouTube. Hold on a second here. YouTube. There's my wall. Now you guys see all the stuff that I look at. Watch this. You guys got to watch this. Oh, come here, you.
This is Congressman Shri Thanedar. Donald Trump has already done real damage to our democracy, but defying a unanimous 9-0 Supreme Court ruling, that has to be the final straw. It's time we impeach Donald J. Trump. The court said the wrongfully deported Kilmer Garcia must be allowed to return and receive due process. Trump ignored it. He ignored the Constitution. He ignored the very checks and balances that keep our democracy intact. This isn't an isolated incident. It's part of a dangerous, deliberate pattern. That's why today I introduced a resolution to impeach Donald J. Trump, outlining 7 articles of impeachment. Article 1. Obstruction of justice and abuse of executive power. From denying due process to unlawful deportations, Trump defied court orders. Article 2, taking away Congress's power of the purse. Trump dismantled agencies and froze funds without permission from Congress. Article 3, abuse of trade powers and international aggression. He imposed damaging tariffs and threatened military invasions of our allies. Article 4, violation of First Amendment rights. He has retaliated against journalists, attorneys, and critics for exercising their right to free speech. Article 5, creation of an unlawful office establishing the so-called Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, and giving Elon Musk unconstitutional power over our government and personal data. Article 6, bribery and corruption. He has dismissed criminal cases and solicited payments from foreign governments and coerced legal settlements for personal and political gain. Article 7, tyrannical overreach. Finally, and most importantly, he is attempting to consolidate unchecked power and erode the constitutional limits of the presidency. In this country, we have presidents, not kings. That's not just misconduct, it's impeachable misconduct. This isn't leadership, it's tyranny. If we let this stand, we are saying the president is above the law, that the United States Constitution is optional. I won't be silent, and I'm calling on all my colleagues, Democrats, Republicans, and Independents, to stand up with me. Enough is enough. Donald J. Trump must be impeached.
So when when this came out, oh look, there I am. What's that look like? Oh my God, this is gonna be so bad.
Republicans and
Oh my
Independents
God, this is
to
gonna be
stand
so
up with
bad.
me.
Me watching
Enough
myself.
is
I wonder
enough.
if I can watch myself
Donald
watching
J.
myself.
Trump
You
must
know what
be
that reminds me?
impeached.
I need to fix that because that is not. So Let's go ahead and minimize that. when this And came out, oh look, there I am. No, let's turn that off. Let's turn that off. Let's just stop doing that. There we go. There we no, that's not no. There we go. That'll be a safe one right there. And I've got a problem with this live. I've got two different chats running in here. There we go. I think that is that. 1, 2, 3. Let's do this one. That's interesting. When I undo one of them, the other one is shown. That's all right. Anyway, okay. So let's see. You guys have been chatting away over there. What? All right. And I hate this. This is all like pre-recorded crap that they're saying is live, but it's not. Yeah, I'm never gonna find this. And needs to be live. Click on the lives. No, yeah, this is all junk. Be right back. Senate Judiciary. There's the UN running their suck about stuff. Yeah, it's not even worth trying to chase down. I wish it was easier, but it's just not even worth chasing down. Let's see. To Lib Senator Jack Reed claims Trump firing essential governments. We talked about that. Jack Reed's a joke. Um, Libs fighting to get illegal criminals back, but left school teacher in Russia. Yeah, we know about that. Let's see. Who's buttering his biscuits? Uh, should roll your R's all you can. Let's see. Buffering, and he's back. I guess there was a problem. Was there a problem, guys? Am I still 5x5? Somebody let me know. Somebody let me know. It might claim he's the husband. Yeah, that guy was very, very interesting. In I hate to say it, but in a very when he popped in, everybody thought it was a Saturday Night Live cold open, is what it's called. Where like they just put this guy on there and he just says stupid stuff. Um, but it was kind of mind blowing because so many people thought it that Saturday Night Live had to reach out and say, sorry, that's not us, but we think it might make a good bit. So you can expect this Saturday, not a joke. You can expect this Saturday to be Saturday Night Live to be a cold open with some dude that's saying stupid shit like that and looks like him. I can almost guarantee it's such a perfect opportunity. Um, where do we at? Let's go to home. This was the Homeland Security meeting that we were talking about earlier, but I don't know if it's worth our time or
By
not.
Mr. Carter. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. No. In the opinion of the chair, the noes have it, and the amendment to the amendment in the nature of a substitute is not adopted.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, ask for a recorded vote.
Recorded vote is requested pursuant to Committee Rule 7C. Further proceedings on this question are postponed. Are there any other amendments to the amendment in the nature of a substitute?
Here comes another amendment.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Carter has an amendment at the desk.
Amendment number 18.
Mr. Chairman, I reserve point of order.
Point of order is reserved. The clerk can distribute the amendment.
This is all 100% procedural. 100% procedural. So the people that are all on the left here, if you don't know, this is the way they line up facing us to the left. And then this is full committee markup. Then you've got these guys here. You got these guys right here. And then you got these guys right here. That's actually the clerk right there.
Clerk can report the amendment.
These are all
amendment
staff
to the amendment
right
in the
here.
nature of a substitute to the committee print by the Committee on Homeland Security offered by Mr. Carter of Louisiana, number 018.
Gentleman is recognized for 5 minutes.
Mr. Chairman, while we debate ways to make our communities safer
again.
today, the biggest looming threat to my constituents in Louisiana is entering hurricane season in just 1 month. With a dismantled FEMA, that's a daunting thought. FEMA is far from perfect, but the Musk-Trump administration proposed cutting FEMA is not just reckless.
So we're just
it's
going to move off of
dangerous.
that because that's literally what's been happening all day long in this rules committee, or I'm sorry, it's a markup committee on a Homeland Security bill. And this is what they've been doing all day long. I've seen that guy at least 4 different amendments so far. And they're talking about how FEMA has been dismantled. But the truth is FEMA, they've done nothing to FEMA other than fire like 3 people for doing stuff that was against the law. You guys may have remembered that from Helene in North Carolina, and hey, he's got a Trump sign, don't go there. Things that were from that. But I thought I fixed this. I swear to God, I fixed this. There we go. All right, let's see here. Who needs FEMA when we have the Amish? There you go. Finally got the money to go to NC and Tennessee. Shit could pop off anytime. I'm topping off, staying, emptying accounts, and filling prep gaps. Well, okay. There you go. There you go. Let's see. What else we got in the chat here? It did seem to be a skit. I know it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. Anyway. Okay, so let's see here. We've been going at this for over an hour now. We've still got some people in here. I'm really disappointed that that we didn't have any lefty nutbags pop in here. I was really truly expecting some trolls because the amount of success, the amount of winning that has been taking place for the last 100 years has never been seen before. Has never been seen before, and I think it's something that we should celebrate, but we can't let our guard down either. Okay, got pork, eat lobbyists. We can't let our guard down. And then there are some people that are like, man, you better get stocked up now. Now listen, something to think about. Something to think about. You guys know I don't do the fear porn thing, but you've got to be logical about some of these things. Like, at some point, I mean, day one, the border was declared a national emergency. So you know he'll do it. He'll declare a national emergency. Now, if he can't do the things that were what he told we were going to do you really think that he's going to let courts stop him? And they're very quick. The left is very quick to talk about the 9 Supreme Court judges that told him no, but he's going to do it anyway. Now, there's a lot of wiggle room in that decision that gives him a lot of control and a lot of levity to continue to doing what he wants to do, and the left doesn't like that. I get it, but you can't sit there and say that he's violating a court order from the Supreme Court when that's not actually happening. Okay. They're they're out there trolling other innocent victims. The trolls are still asleep. Way too early for them. But if he were to declare some kind of emergency, it could change the way our economy feels almost instantly. Screw the stock market. Remember what I tell you guys, that the only people that care about the stock market are people who have money in the stock market. Okay. Well, they don't control the economy. Okay. The US government controls the economy. All right. The Fed controls insurance rates. I'm sorry, not insurance, inflation. They control a lot of different things. But the reality is that all Trump would have to do is to state that there's some type of an emergency and use his presidential powers to do that. He would obviously have a certain time period to do it in. But that could cause mass chaos, like real chaos, like not the lefties' version of chaos, but like real chaos, where people are freaking the hell out and where people are acting even dumber than they're acting now. Okay, so yes, I do recommend that you guys get topped off as best you can. Don't be going crazy in debt over stuff because it's like there's an old adage: never use a permanent solution on a temporary problem. Okay. But then you're like, oh, LP, well, this might last for a long time. You're right, it might. You're right. Hell, it might last forever. I don't know. But nobody knows. So in the end, just use common sense. Just use common sense. All right, so I don't know what you guys are having for supper tonight. I'm having LP's world famous chili with cornbread, topped with sour cream and cheddar cheese, sharp cheddar cheese at that, carefully spiced by the hands of himself. All right, guys, I hope you guys have a great evening. I'll have a live stream for you tomorrow morning. Still working on different videos, but that's going to be about it for today. It's going to be about it for today. Thanks for hanging out. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up on the way out the door because it's free and it's good for me. Don't be freaking lazy. Okay. Let's see. And closing up the chat, we had, man, I can't read that. Well-defined Trump's first. I can't see. The problem is when I do this, I can't see all of the chat. There it is. It shrinks it down so small that I can't. There we go. What defined Trump's first 100 days? 47% believe federal government overhaul. 26% is mass deportation / border emergency. 16% is record 140 plus executive orders. He's going to be signing more today, guys. And 10% believe tariffs and global trade war. If you guys didn't know this, I actually post this when I'm done with a live stream. I go back and I mark it with that blue timestamp for all of the replay crew. It's in the very first line of the description. And then I also take this poll and I post it out on X. If you're not following me on X, look down in the comments after the live stream, and there'll be a link for you to go there and find things there. Find things there. I recommend that you do find things there. And that's where I put most of my political stuff anyway. So, all right, guys, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. Make sure you stay safe. Have a great day, and I shall see you when I see you. Bye-bye.